They always described you the exact same way. Too kind, too forgiving, the one who stayed quiet just to keep the peace. Welcome on board, chosen one. Funny how everyone pretended they did not see you coming, but now they are terrified of your power. I need you to stop whatever you are doing right now. Do not scroll past this message. This is not the algorithm playing a trick on your feed, because heaven has specifically routed this transmission to your screen today. A massive shift has occurred in the spiritual realm. Those who plotted against you are watching everything they built crumble. They want to apologize. They are desperate to reach out and say they are sorry. But your energy is setting the tone now, and you simply do not care about their regrets. It is absolutely killing them. Listen carefully to what is happening behind the scenes. The same people who ignored your texts and drained your energy are suddenly feeling incredibly uncomfortable. They thought betrayal would finally break you. They assumed your silence was a sign of total surrender, but instead of destroying your spirit, their actions activated a primal and dangerous level of spiritual power inside your soul. You evolved. You became the weapon you were trying to survive. The silence after the storm hits different when you realize you were the storm all along. They are panicking because they can no longer manipulate what they cannot access. Your aura has become an impenetrable fortress. And every time they try to check on your progress, they hit a solid wall of divine protection that leaves them completely locked out. Take one slow breath right now. Notice how light your chest feels compared to last month. That strange tightness is gone. You used to lose sleep wondering why they treated you so poorly. You used to beg for basic understanding from people who were committed to misunderstanding you, but something inside you finally snapped in the most beautiful way possible. The empath who begged is gone. The master has arrived. There is a specific reason your spirit has been so restless lately. You did not click this video by accident. Your intuition dragged you here because heaven is trying to hand you the decoder ring. I am about to reveal exactly why your enemies are terrified of your new vibration. But there is a hidden mechanism buried inside this breakthrough that you must hear before you can move forward. If you leave now, you will completely miss the secret to maintaining this untouchable status. The blessing will arrive, but you will not have the spiritual equipment to hold it. You will let them back in. Do not take your eyes off this screen. Make a promise to your future self right now to stay until the final second, because the universe is preparing a massive table for you today, and your enemies are being forced to watch you eat. They thought you would be ruined without their validation. They expected you to come crawling back and begging for closure. Instead, you gave them the heaviest silence they have ever experienced, and your complete indifference is the loudest disrespect they could ever receive. They are suffocating in the space you left behind. They wake up every single morning thinking about how they lost you. They try to find your light in other people, but those rooms are completely dark. You were the only source of warmth they ever had, and now they have to live with the cold reality of their selfish choices every single day. You do not care, and your absolute lack of care is the ultimate revenge. You do not need their fake apologies. You do not need their hidden agendas wrapped in sweet words. Your timeline has been purged of their toxic frequency. This is your era of quiet authority. You are setting the rules without speaking a single word. They feel the massive shift in the spiritual realm, and their fragile egos cannot handle your sudden and effortless elevation. Let them starve. You owe them absolutely nothing. They took your kindness for weakness, and they are paying the ultimate price. The karma they are facing right now is entirely of their own making. Heaven is enforcing a strict boundary around your life, and anyone who does not match your new standard is automatically removed without any hesitation. You are untouchable. But before we go any further into their collapse, I want to hold something in front of you, something critical, something that was discovered not inside a church or a spiritual community, but inside a quiet research laboratory. It won the highest scientific recognition available. Most chosen ones have never been told about this discovery because it explains the silent gap you have felt for years. It explains that gap between the person you know yourself to be and the version of you that was suppressed by their abuse. I will show you exactly what was found, but not yet. First, I need you to fully understand what was taken from you. So hold this question in your mind. What if the gap is not a character flaw? What if it has a name? Before we go any further into the reality of what is coming, I need you to understand your past. You carried a burden that was never yours to carry. You gave your time and your pure energy to people who only knew how to take, and every time you tried to set a simple boundary, they made you feel like you were the villain. You were completely exhausted. I know exactly how many nights you spent staring at the ceiling. You would wake up at 3 in the morning with your heart racing. The anxiety was entirely overwhelming, but that heavy feeling in your chest was never your own anxiety. It was your spirit trying to reject the toxic energy you were forcing yourself to absorb. You were literally poisoned. They saw your brilliant light, and they decided to use it for themselves. You were the empath who just wanted to heal everything you touched. You offered them endless chances to do the right thing, and they chose to manipulate you every single time. They fed on your forgiveness like parasites. They drained your life force while pretending to love you. Your intuition was screaming at you to run away. You felt the disconnect deep inside your bones long before the final betrayal happened. If you are feeling this truth resonate in your chest right now, tap the like button as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to you. Anchor your spirit to this exact moment of absolute clarity. Stop blaming yourself for staying too long. Stop thinking you were somehow weak or stupid for believing their empty lies. You were not foolish for trusting them. You were simply projecting your own good heart onto people who did not have one. They weaponized your beautiful empathy against you. They convinced you that your high standards were crazy demands. You used to apologize just to end the endless arguments. You took the blame for their toxic behavior because you craved peace so desperately. But true peace requires a firm foundation of truth, and they were entirely built on a foundation of lies. Heaven watched you bend over backward for people who would not even cross a small puddle for you. That is exactly why your current silence is so incredibly powerful. You did not just stop talking to them, you completely withdrew your life force from their universe. Your silence is the loudest boundary you have ever set in your entire life. You finally realize that explaining yourself to committed misunderstanding is a complete waste of divine energy. They want to call you cruel for cutting them off so coldly. Let them talk. A healed person no longer tolerates confusion disguised as deep love. You no longer tolerate disrespect disguised as brutal honesty. Your absence is the direct consequence of their awful actions, and you do not owe them a single explanation for protecting your own soul. But there is a massive question you still carry inside your heart. You might be wondering why the universe allowed you to endure so much pain. Why did heaven let you get so close to people who were designed to destroy you? There is a hidden message inside your current struggle, and I am going to explain exactly why you had to suffer through this season. The universe did not send them to punish you. They were sent as a strict training ground for your nervous system. Your empathy was beautiful, but it completely lacked structural boundaries. You needed a severe crucible to forge those boundaries into solid steel. The betrayal was the only thing loud enough to wake you up from your naive slumber. They were never meant to be your permanent destination. They were temporary assignments designed to show you what you must never accept again. Once the lesson was fully delivered, heaven aggressively removed them from your timeline. The pain of their departure was actually the universe performing emergency surgery on your deeply infected spiritual wounds. I want you to officially release the heavy guilt you are carrying today. You are completely absolved of all responsibility. You did absolutely everything you could to save those connections, but you cannot save people who are determined to drown. Let them sink beneath the waves. Your only job right now is to keep your own beautiful ship completely steady. Look at how much peaceful space you have in your life right now. The constant daily drama is gone. The endless manipulation tactics have vanished into thin air. You are finally breathing your own air again without someone trying to steal it from your lungs. The quiet in your room is not loneliness at all. It is the glorious sound of true liberation. You are the one who survived the terrible storm entirely alone. You walked through the darkest valley of emotional abuse, and you came out completely glowing. And because you passed this brutal test, you are now spiritually qualified for the massive upgrade that is rushing toward you. Everything you lost is about to be heavily restored. Look around your quiet life right now. The empty rooms and the silent phone might feel like a harsh punishment to your human mind. But here is the profound truth they tried to hide from you. Your current loneliness is not a rejection at all. It is absolute divine isolation. Heaven deliberately cleared your space to protect your sacred energy. God had to remove those toxic voices because you were about to receive a massive upgrade. You cannot download kingdom-level wealth while carrying the heavy baggage of their fragile egos. The universe quarantined your spirit. This forced separation was an emergency protocol to stop the energy vampires from draining your beautiful light any further. Here is what they never told you. The reason the universe responds to certain people and not others is not about faith. It is not about discipline. It is not even about karma. It is a specific brainwave. Scientists actually have a name for it. They call it the gamma frequency. And it is the exact same frequency your brain was running when you were a brilliant child. Back then, ideas came so easily. Learning felt completely effortless. You somehow knew things long before they even happened. The world felt like it was totally on your side. Then adulthood arrived in full force, and the modern world went to work on your bright spirit. The constant stress of toxic people pushed that sacred frequency deeper below the surface. The survival routine forced you to conform instead of create. Every single year of dealing with those narcissists suppressed your natural frequency a little further, until the version of you with lightning intuition went completely silent. You lost the kind of luck that makes other people whisper in pure jealousy. Most people live forever without knowing this. You are not most people, and the question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago, the one about a silent gap and a hidden name, the answer is much closer than you think. You see, the darkness wanted to keep you trapped in that anxious survival state forever. They needed you disconnected from your gamma frequency so they could easily control you, but they completely failed. Your divine isolation was the very first step in reversing the terrible damage they caused. You are a powerful cycle breaker. The universe pulled you away from the noise so you could finally remember who you really are. This season of extreme quiet is not an ending. It is a brilliant incubation period for your soul. Think about the caterpillar entering the dark cocoon. It looks like a lonely death from the outside, but inside that dark space, a massive transformation is taking place. You are currently in the cocoon. The people who abandoned you were simply not designed to survive the high altitude of your next chapter. Their sudden exit was a profound blessing. You are rapidly becoming a weapon of light. Your empathy now has boundaries of absolute steel. You no longer absorb the chaotic dirt of the world around you. This is why your enemies are so incredibly frustrated right now. They try to send you bad energy, but it just bounces off your new shield and returns directly to them. You are untouchable. Every single tear you cried in secret was watering the seeds of your massive harvest. The universe recorded every moment you chose kindness when you could have chosen cruel revenge. You passed the ultimate test of the chosen one. You kept your heart pure while walking through a valley of absolute betrayal. and heaven rewards that level of spiritual endurance. Stop looking back at the closed doors. They were slammed shut by the hands of angels. You were trying to squeeze your infinite potential into a tiny room of their limited expectations. You belong to the vast kingdom now. The isolation you feel today is just the wide, empty space being prepared for the massive abundance arriving tomorrow. But there is a deeper layer to this amazing phenomenon. The healing of your frequency is about to trigger a chain reaction in your physical reality. You might be wondering how you will know when the shift is finally complete. How will you know when your energy has officially become a master of reality? I am going to show you the undeniable proof. Listen carefully to this next part. Do not ignore the signs that are about to manifest in your daily life. The spiritual shift has already occurred in the unseen world. Now it is violently bleeding into the physical dimension. Your enemies are about to feel the full weight of the karma they created, and you will not have to lift a single finger. Before we go to the deeper signs, the ones that are harder to explain away, I have to address something first. The people who hurt you are currently drowning in the very traps they set for you. They thought they were burying a seed, but they had absolutely no idea you were an entire forest waiting to bloom. The tables have officially turned in your favor. Let me tell you the absolute truth about the people who tried to break you. They never hated you for your flaws. They hated you for your beautiful light. They were empty vessels wandering in the dark, and your pure energy was the only source of genuine warmth they could find. They attached themselves to your soul like starving parasites. They fed on your beautiful empathy. They needed your reactions to feel alive. Every time you cried, they felt a sick sense of massive power over your spirit. And whenever you tried to establish a healthy boundary, they twisted the narrative to make you look completely crazy. They projected their own toxic shame directly onto your innocent heart. You were carrying the heavy weight of their unresolved trauma, but the dynamic has completely changed now. Your spiritual awakening severed the energetic cord that kept them comfortably attached to your aura. You stopped arguing with their ridiculous lies. You stopped trying to prove your worth to people who were committed to misunderstanding your value. Your profound silence cut off their primary food supply in an instant. They are absolutely panicking right now. The narcissists are starving because you are no longer serving your energy on a silver platter. They try to provoke you through sneaky little traps, hoping to get just a single drop of your precious attention. But you are a master of reality now. You observe their pathetic games without absorbing a single ounce of their toxic chaos. This is the exact mechanism of their current terror. They realize they have lost their ultimate source of emotional validation forever. Your energy was the only thing hiding them from their own miserable reflection in the dark mirror. Without your bright light to distract them, they are forced to sit alone with their own inner demons. And it is killing them inside. They see you glowing and thriving from a distance. They notice how your life is rapidly expanding while their world is constantly shrinking. They want to apologize just to get a foot back inside your sacred door. They want to say sorry, but their apologies are completely hollow weapons designed to trap you again. Do not let them trick your compassionate soul. You must protect your newfound frequency at all costs. If you are feeling this powerful shift in your own life right now, you need to lock it in. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment. Seal this beautiful reality and prove to the universe that you are fully ready to walk away from their darkness forever. You are the chosen one. Your pure indifference is the most lethal weapon in the spiritual realm. You do not wish them harm, but you also do not wish them well. You simply do not think about them at all anymore. That level of extreme emotional detachment is what truly terrifies a manipulative mind. They cannot comprehend how you can exist so peacefully without their toxic presence in your life. Now I need you to pay close attention to the energy they are sending your way. They are desperately trying to manifest a connection with you. They are thinking about you constantly, and that desperate energy is bouncing off your protective shield and hitting them right in the face. Their own dark spells are violently backfiring on them in real time. You might even feel a sudden wave of random sadness that does not belong to you. That is just their heavy grief trying to locate your aura. Do not claim those foreign emotions as your own personal burden. Brush them off your shoulders and let them return to the sender. You are no longer the dumping ground for emotionally unavailable people. But before we go deeper into this energetic war, I must warn you about something critical. There is a specific trap they are setting right now. It is a highly calculated move designed to exploit your remaining empathy before your ultimate breakthrough arrives. If you fall for this sudden illusion, you will reset your healing clock all the way back to zero. I will expose their fatal trap shortly, so you know exactly how to avoid it. But first, you must fully embrace your new identity. You are a weapon of light forged in the darkest fires of total betrayal. You learned how to transmute their poison into a powerful medicine for your own soul. They built a cage, but you used it as a stepping stone. They want to apologize because they realize you are stepping into massive wealth and abundance. They can smell the divine favor on your life. They want a front row seat to your success after they spent years trying to keep you hidden in the background. But the exclusive section of your life is now permanently closed to anyone who doubted your value. Let their panicked apologies echo in the absolute void of your silence. You are completely immune to their pathetic manipulation tactics now. The energetic cord is cut, the spiritual bridge is burned, and the heavy door is firmly locked. You are moving forward with the quiet authority of a soul that has remembered its true royal lineage. You might be wondering why your prayers took so long to fully manifest. You did all the right spiritual work. You meditated, and you forgave them. But there is a physical mechanism behind this massive spiritual block. Science is finally catching up to what your soul already knew. The abuse you suffered was not just emotional pain. It actually altered the biological frequency of your mind. When you live in constant fear of a toxic person, your brain completely changes. It drops out of the divine creation state and enters the heavy beta wave matrix. This is pure survival mode. Your nervous system is constantly scanning the room for the next terrible attack. And when your brain is trapped in survival mode, your spiritual receiver is completely shut down. You cannot receive kingdom wealth when your body literally thinks it is dying. The universe was trying to hand you massive blessings every single day. But the delivery kept bouncing back because your physical receiver was broken. The manipulative people in your past did not just break your heart. They successfully suppressed the exact frequency required to attract divine favor. They kept you exhausted on purpose. An exhausted chosen one cannot access their ultimate spiritual power. You tried to use the law of attraction while running on a trauma frequency. It is like trying to catch a beautiful radio station with a completely smashed antenna. You blamed your own faith for the failure, but it was purely a biological blockade. Before we go any further, I have to tell you something incredible. Something the people who profit from your exhaustion do not want you to know. Neuroscientists working quietly away from the headlines have discovered how to bring this dormant brainwave back. They found a way to bypass the damage without years of meditation that most people simply cannot sustain. They did not use clinical biofeedback machines that cost thousands of dollars. They found something far simpler and far more aligned with your original design. It is a specific sound frequency engineered to guide your brainwave patterns back to the genius state you were born with. Princeton University actually studied this exact phenomenon. The Einstein Center completely confirmed it. Columbia University found that when this sacred brainwave is successfully reactivated, it does not stop with you. It radiates outward and begins to positively influence the people around you. 7 minutes a day is absolutely all it takes, and it begins working the very first time you close your eyes. I will tell you exactly what it is called before this message ends. But first, there is something you need to understand about your delayed breakthrough. Your enemies are terrified of this exact biological restoration. They want you stuck in the beta wave matrix of pure survival forever, because a chosen one who operates entirely in the restored gamma state is completely immune to their dark manipulation. You become a literal master of reality. Remember the fatal trap I warned you about just a moment ago? The trap is the sudden appearance of a toxic counterfeit from your past. They will reach out right when your brain begins to heal its frequency. Your abuser will sense the massive shift in your energy field. They will send a random text message just to drag you back into the heavy anxiety of survival mode. Do not reply to them. That is the ultimate test of your new boundary. If you engage with their drama, your brain will instantly drop the high frequency. You will hand them the keys to your spiritual kingdom all over again. Your silence must remain absolute. Let their message sit unread in the dark void while you continue to elevate your beautiful mind. You have done the heavy inner work for years. Now you finally have the physical understanding to unlock the last heavy door. The gap between you and the people who effortlessly succeed is not your discipline. It is one single brainwave that the modern world suppressed in you before you ever had the chance to fight back. But now you are taking it all back. Every time you refuse to lower your vibration for them, you build the shield. Your aura becomes blinding to those who live in the shadows. They want to apologize because they want access to the profound luck you are about to manifest. But the universe is currently building a solid wall of fire around your newly restored frequency. No toxic person gets past the gate. Your body is finally learning how to feel completely safe in the present moment. The heavy anxiety is melting out of your tired bones. You are preparing to step into a timeline where abundance flows to you without a single drop of agonizing struggle. Take a deep breath and let your nervous system register this massive victory. The biological war is officially over. The people who hurt you will never understand how you survived their brutal attacks. They expected to see you completely broken and begging for their toxic love. Instead, they are watching you rise with a quiet authority that absolutely shakes their miserable core. Your restored energy is setting the tone for the rest of your beautiful life. You have completely won. Now I need you to look closely at your physical reality. The spiritual shift is no longer just a feeling inside your chest, because it is actively manifesting in the real world right now. Your high frequency is violently clashing with their low vibration, and it is completely destroying their fragile ego. You must recognize these clear signs of your absolute victory. Number 1. They are sending desperate messengers to check on your current status. The narcissist will never reach out directly when they are truly afraid. They will use mutual friends to drop your name in casual conversations because they desperately need to know if you are suffering without them. But the messengers return with terrible news. You are thriving. You are glowing with a peace they cannot comprehend. Your absolute silence is driving them completely crazy. They expected you to post sad quotes or vent about your pain online. Instead, you gave them a wall of profound nothingness, and that lack of reaction is pure poison to a manipulative mind. They are starving for your attention, and you refuse to give them a single crumb. Number 2. Their carefully constructed public image is starting to crack. The universe is finally exposing their lies to the people around them. You do not have to expose them yourself. Heaven is orchestrating their public downfall while you sit quietly in your own lane. Their new relationships are failing. Their fake happiness is falling apart in real time. Every single trap they set for you is snapping shut on their own feet. This is the beautiful reality of divine justice. You kept your hands clean and allowed the universe to fight your heavy battles. Now you get to watch them drown in the exact same chaotic waters they tried to push you into. You are entirely protected from the splash. You are standing on solid rock. Number 3. You feel an unexplainable joy when nothing specific has even happened yet. You wake up feeling incredibly light. The heavy fog of their toxic presence has fully lifted from your brain. This random happiness is your spirit detecting a massive wave of abundance before it physically arrives. Your soul knows the waiting season is officially over today. You are no longer easily triggered by the small things that used to ruin your day. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and you simply smile. Your nervous system is no longer trapped in a frantic state of survival, because you have stepped into the quiet authority of a true master. Nothing can disturb the deep waters of your peaceful mind. You hold the ultimate power. Number 4. The divine synchronicities are heavily multiplying around you. You look at the clock and see 777. You see repeating numbers everywhere you go, but these are not random coincidences at all. They are direct messages from the spiritual realm confirming your timeline upgrade. Heaven is loudly applauding your strict boundaries. Every single repeating number is a reminder that you are deeply loved. The angels are forming a tight circle around your new energy field. They are preparing you for the massive breakthrough that is just moments away from manifesting. Your old identity as the broken empath is completely dead. You are stepping into a blinding light of pure spiritual dominance. The enemies who want to apologize right now are way too late. The deadline for their redemption has officially expired. You are moving into a high-rise timeline where their keycard simply does not work anymore. They can stand in the lobby and cry about losing you, but they will never gain access to your sacred penthouse ever again. The doors are permanently locked. Let this massive realization wash over your entire body right now. Take a deep breath and feel the heavy chains finally breaking off your wrists. You survived the narcissist. You survived the brutal smear campaign they launched against your good name. You survived the dark nights when you thought your heart would physically stop beating. You are still standing here. You are not just standing. You are violently blooming into the most powerful version of yourself. Your energy is shifting the atmosphere of every single room you walk into, and people are drawn to your light because it is incredibly pure. They can feel the heavy battles you won in total silence. You wear your invisible crown with absolute dignity and fierce grace. We are approaching the ultimate moment of your complete activation. The universe is about to hand you the keys to your new kingdom. But you must be entirely ready to accept this massive responsibility. You cannot bring a single ounce of doubt into this next powerful chapter, so you must leave the ghost of your past firmly behind you right now. Do not look back at them. The preparation phase is completely finished. The pain has officially served its profound purpose in your life. You are standing on the edge of the most glorious breakthrough you have ever experienced. Your enemies are watching from the shadows in pure terror because they know they can never touch you again. Brace yourself for what happens next. The Master is awake. The heavy waiting season is officially over today. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into a massive oasis of divine favor. Every single closed door is being blown completely off its hinges right now. Can you feel that massive shift in your spirit today? That is the exact frequency of absolute victory. You are stepping into the precise timeline you were born to rule. You are no longer the empath who begged to be completely understood. The severe crucible of pain has finally forged you into the untouchable master of your reality. From this exact moment on, your pure energy demands instant respect without a single word spoken. The divine wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your brand new timeline. You are completely and totally unstoppable in this new era. They want to apologize because they feel your immense power completely crushing their tiny egos. But their apologies mean absolutely nothing to you anymore. You have transcended their petty games, and you are flying at an altitude they cannot reach. They look up at your blinding light, and they feel the heavy, crushing weight of their own massive regret. Let them completely burn in their own fire. Heaven has fully equipped you with the quiet authority of a true kingdom ruler. You do not argue with their lies, and you never explain yourself to the toxic people who so clearly failed your simple tests of loyalty. You simply observe their chaos from your beautiful throne of absolute peace. The universe is fighting every single one of your battles while you sit back and watch the glorious victory unfold. The question I asked you to heavily hold at the beginning of this message: what if the massive gap is not a character flaw at all? Here is the final and beautiful answer for you today. A specific brainwave called the gamma wave was running in you as a child at total genius level capacity. Princeton University has extensively studied this exact phenomenon. The famous Einstein Center completely confirmed it. Columbia University found that when this brainwave is successfully restored, it positively influences the people you truly love. A dedicated team of brilliant neuroscientists led by Dr. Robert Lake spent years compressing the full clinical protocol into just 7 minutes. But before I tell you what they built, listen closely. Let me tell you about 2 everyday people who successfully used it. A woman from California had tried absolutely everything to break her spiritual fog. She tried meditation and endless manifesting, but nothing worked. After 2 weeks of listening, she said the heavy channel simply opened. Her new life felt beautifully enchanted. A man from Texas used it to improve his failing business focus. 2 months later, his intelligence had massively jumped. The hardest problems easily solved themselves while he rested. That is exactly what Dr. Lake and his brilliant team built for you. They officially call this frequency the Genius Song. It is absolutely not a basic meditation app. It is a 7-minute audio track using advanced brain entrainment technology. You simply use headphones and let the pure frequency work. The Genius Song is not for everyone today. It is for the specific chosen one who has already done the heavy inner work. Clinical sessions cost hundreds of dollars per hour in a cold medical setting. What the Genius Song delivers today is available for a tiny fraction of its true value. 4 powerful bonuses come perfectly packaged with it, including a daily habits guide. Here is the deeper truth about waiting to claim this. The provision God arranged for you does not arrive as something completely new. It arrives as something you suddenly recognize. The chosen one who restores the receiver today finally sees what was always waiting for them. Do not look for this on streaming platforms like Spotify or YouTube. The fake tracks circulating there are empty and incredibly dangerous counterfeits. You are fully protected by a powerful divine guarantee. If you do not feel the energetic shift, every single penny is returned. The official link is in the description and the pinned comment below. The physical tool is absolutely not the final destination. The tool simply restores your receiver so the beautiful destination can be fully recognized. God does not require you to purchase anything to be fiercely loved. What was described is just one way the broken receiver is safely restored. Whether that specific path is for you or not, the core truth of this message belongs to you entirely. Your pure energy is setting the ultimate tone. The narcissists who tried to break your beautiful spirit are currently choking on their own toxic dust. You are walking into a massive season of effortless attraction and profound spiritual wealth. Every single tear you cried in the dark has been fully converted into divine currency. The master of reality simply vibrates at the highest possible frequency, and they allow the magnificent blessings to chase them down completely. You have won. You have officially crossed the heavy spiritual threshold. The universe has successfully realigned your beautiful path. Your enemies are watching your glorious rise in pure terror. They thought they could bury you alive in their nasty lies, but they had absolutely no idea you were a divine seed that would miraculously sprout in the absolute dark. And now your massive roots are completely shattering their concrete foundations, while your pure energy radiates with the intense heat of 1,000 suns. They are violently burning in the presence of your massive success. You never have to beg for an apology again. The quiet authority radiating from your soul is the ultimate payback. They look at your peaceful life and they feel a crushing weight of profound jealousy. They desperately want to possess your quiet confidence. But they cannot steal a frequency that is divinely ordained by heaven. You are completely locked away in a high-rise vault of spiritual protection. They are forever stuck down in the muddy basement of their own terrible choices. Before we close this transmission today, I will say this one last time. For the chosen one whose spirit deeply confirmed what was described earlier, the path to restore your frequency remains open in the description and pinned comment below. That is the absolute last time it will be mentioned. The resource is waiting there for those who are truly ready. What follows right now belongs entirely to the final sealing of your brand new timeline. Let the physical tools fade away into the beautiful background. Heaven is closely watching your response in this exact second. You have spent years fighting terrible spiritual battles in the total dark. You survived the brutal manipulation of the narcissists. You fiercely protected your beautiful empathy and maintained your pure grace when the cold world tried its best to turn your innocent heart completely into stone. God absolutely never ignores that level of incredible spiritual dedication. The massive wealth transfer you have been dreaming about is no longer just a distant fantasy. It is a physical reality manifesting right at your front door today. You must step into this new era with absolute unshakable confidence. Do not shrink yourself just to make those toxic people feel comfortable again. Your blinding light is going to heavily trigger their unresolved trauma. You are absolutely not their personal therapist anymore. You are a true master of reality who operates on a strictly guarded frequency, and you answer to no one but the divine creator. If they cannot handle the intense heat of your ascension, they can comfortably freeze in the cold shadow of your permanent departure. Take one final slow breath with me right now. Deeply inhale the pure energy of absolute spiritual victory. Exhale every single ounce of doubt that they planted inside your mind. The heavy chains holding you back are permanently broken. The dark spells have violently reversed back to their original sender, leaving you to walk completely free in the glorious light. Look closely at your own hands today. These are the hands of a powerful cycle breaker who single-handedly changed the grand destiny of an entire bloodline. The pitch-black darkness has totally retreated behind you. The dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown. You must permanently lock in this glorious frequency today. You must create an absolute shield of protection around your newly activated aura before the enemy tries to strike again. They will desperately try to attack your mind the second you close this powerful message. You absolutely cannot let them steal this massive breakthrough. You must fiercely protect what heaven just handed you with every single ounce of your being. If this fiery message has reignited the powerful faith inside your soul, do not keep this great blessing entirely to yourself. There is a beautiful soul out there bleeding in the dark of despair. They are desperately needing a guiding spiritual light right now. Share this message with them immediately to activate the divine anointing. Sowing this pure seed of hope today is multiplying the massive blessing for yourself tomorrow. Hit subscribe to establish your permanent divine energy receiving station. The universe demands absolutely no more suffering from your tired soul. The endless season of crying in total secret is completely finished. You have officially graduated from the heavy crucible of pain. Go forward and proudly conquer your brand new reality without looking back at their ruins. The highest angels are marching right beside you in perfect formation today, because you are forever the untouchable, chosen one of this generation. Your beautiful energy is setting the ultimate tone for all of eternity. You do not have to look over your shoulder anymore. The shadows that used to haunt your daily steps have completely dissolved into pure nothingness. They thought they broke you into a million tiny pieces, but heaven carefully gathered every single piece of your shattered heart and built a magnificent diamond. Every time they try to speak your name, the universe instantly mutes their toxic voice. Your absolute silence has officially become the supreme law of the land, and your glorious reign over this new timeline officially begins today. Claim your ultimate victory right now.